I'm Mishima Yuki, and you're listening to the Giant Sword Podcast, home of the second biggest group of Phantom Thieves ever. The first being me. Keck.
Hello, and welcome to this week's Giant Sword Podcast. I'm your party leader, Nick. Joining me, as always, is Taylor. And what's up, Taylor?
Not much. Been a busy week of work, and E3's around the corner. So lots of things to get ready for that. It's nice to have it back.
Is it really back, though, Taylor? Is it really back?
I mean, the consolidated week of conferences is back. The E3 that we once knew is probably dead and gone forever, but just a time where everybody shows all their stuff. I love that.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's see how Microsoft is going to embarrass themselves this year or whatever. You know, like they'll probably have the cool stuff though, especially for us since we like JRPGs. They have increasingly been supporting that, so that's always cool. But
yeah. But there's one thing missing, and it's us hanging out for 8 hours straight and having a ton of Wingstop.
That's right. We can have a virtual Wingstop party.
Virtual Wingstop party.
We'll all get out on Discord with cams and we'll just gorge. It'll be literally we're just gonna shovel it down our gullet.
It's like I just got 60 wings and 2 large fries, and it's only me. I'm eating all of it.
That's right. And I'm gonna dip my wings in ketchup, and I don't care what you think.
And some of these are boneless, and you're gonna not make fun of me for it.
It's okay, just don't call them wings because they're not wings. They're nuggets.
Do get some nuggets, yeah.
That's right.
Get some chicken nuggets from Wingstop or some chicken tenders.
Yeah,
it's chicken.
Just some chicken.
Calling you out, Kimpy.
What? Does he not like chicken?
Remember back in the day when it was like he used to make fun of me for always getting boneless.
Oh, I'm making fun of you for getting boneless.
So sometimes, guys, people just want to eat the chicken nuggets without getting their hands all messed up because I'm usually playing a game when I'm eating.
That's why pretzels are the best gaming snack because your hands don't get messy. With chips, with any other kind of food, your hands get salty or dusty or gross. But with pretzels, you can just keep popping them.
I mean, look how white this controller is. It's gonna get dirty. Can't.
Exactly. You got to get you're gonna get your Cheeto dust all over it.
Exactly. You don't want
flaming hot Cheeto dust.
I don't want my Cheeto dust all over it. My cheese and all that jazz. Said jazz, guys. Yeah. So I got you hooked on. I know I haven't talked about this for a while. I got you hooked on anime again.
You did.
It was kind of crazy. It's like, so I watched like these three series in like a day and a half, and I hate you, I hate you, Nick. It's like, what the heck?
Yeah.
I didn't tell you to go full weed, neat mode. So
I'm finding myself like hopping from one streaming service to the next. I'm like, I finally canceled Netflix because Netflix hasn't had something worth watching in a really long time for me. So I'm like, I'm just gonna cancel it, and then I resubscribed to Crunchyroll. Yeah, Marathon Attack on Titan. Been watching Nagatoro, Miss Nagatoro.
Is that like one of your favorite shows now?
Not one of my favorite this season. It's great, yeah. And I've got my queue of other shows that it's intimidating, right? Because when you have so many episodes to catch up on, it's like you don't know if you're ready to dive in face first, but it's going to be good. Like Attack on Titan, I was like, let's just watch one episode, and then oh shit, it's 4 a.m.
10 episodes later.
Yeah.
I miss those days where I could do that. Can't do that anymore because by 2 a.m. I have to go to work.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got into a bunch of series. You caught up with a bunch. What has been your favorite?
Yeah, I mean, that's really all I've watched for those two shows was Nagatoro and Attack on Titan. Yeah, pretty much it.
Sometimes I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I think you watched more than that.
Well, I can pull up my Crunchyroll queue and tell you, but I'm pretty sure that's all I've watched. I mean, I tried to watch My Hero, and I was just not in the mood. So let's see my list. History. Yeah, Miss Nagatoro, Attack on Titan. That's it, pretty much. Yeah,
Oh my
that's it.
gosh! Oh my gosh! So,
Rent a Girlfriend also.
there you go.
That's
I knew there was something else. I knew there was something else.
Yeah. Oh my god, that ending was so awful. My god, hated that ending.
I think
Terrible.
it's gonna be one of those endings where you're like, shit. I want more, kind of thing, right?
It's not. I don't want to spoil it. I'll tell you after. But the
Yeah.
ending is just hot garbage.
I think I know what it is. But Craftium has been hyping up Nagatoro since the manga, like years ago, right? Years ago.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Has his hype matched the anime, in your opinion?
Yeah, because you know what's funny? There's a lot of these like teasing shows that they've made. You know, there's like the Tagaki-san, and then there was another one with the girl with the big boobs. I don't even know what that show's called. And then she's got like short, kind of brown, light brown hair, and she's got the fang. Anyway, but yeah, no, this show,
yes,
the first,
yes, I know this. Yeah.
yeah. And then so this with Nagatoro, I was like, the first episode, she was really mean to him. I'm like, oh no. But then it gets more wholesome. Like it gets more like it's more playful teasing because she likes him. And it's one of those shows where there's like 2 mini episodes within each episode, if that makes sense. Sometimes there's 3 mini episodes, which is weird, but yeah, no, it's great. It's really fun. It's very wholesome, very cute.
They had a. Did you see the Takagi-san spoof?
Oh, where it was the other way around? Like if a time traveler kicked a stone or whatever. Yeah.
No, it was when he's like, "Oh, if you get held back, you get to be in my class." It was just like that's just they're just copying Takagi-san, just doing the same freaking laying down, going like this, and doing the. I was
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, it's a fun show. But Craftium, should we read the manga? The manga better? Go tell us.
Usually it is, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, another one that everybody's been hyping up is that the one where the girl doesn't know she can't talk and she's looking for friends or whatever. Komi-san.
Yeah,
Komi-san can't speak or something.
The typical weeb gang in our Discord, hyping it up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that coming out soon? So I thought it was just announced, but it seems like it's like almost out.
They did a little promo for it. I don't know when it's coming out, but yeah.
Yeah. I've been watching just Nagatoro and My Hero.
Oh, is there a season that's going on right now?
In My Hero? Yeah, there is. Mm-hmm. And it's like it's one of those seasons where it's like I just want all of it out now. Damn it.
Oh, is it getting good?
It's getting interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like this entire season has just been one afternoon, and it's a classy. It's a class. That's all it is. It's a class event.
Is this like old Dragon Ball where he's charging up an attack for like 3 episodes?
No, it's just a lot of stuff happening.
Okay.
A lot of cool stuff as well.
So speaking of that, I know we're talking a lot about anime, but so they announced another Dragon Ball Super movie. Do you think they're going to continue the show, or are they just going to keep making movies forever?
I don't know. The manga is still going. So they have material for the show. Maybe this movie is going to be like a precursor to the next season or something like that. Don't know.
Okay.
We'll see. I think we'll find out once we know what the story is going to be about. Because if the story is like a story from the manga, then you're like, okay, I see where you're going now. Because Brawly was not part of the manga. It's just like, hey, we're going to canonize a character that you love.
Gotcha. We're going to bring back Frieza again.
Well, I can't really spoil Dragon Ball, but it's always happened. It's already happened. All right, guys?
Yeah. They're going to bring back Cell.
Cell. And he is going to train. He's going to get a super golden form.
That would be funny.
All right, so let's move on to some JRPG goodness. On our last episode, we were talking about. It's funny because we talked about the Dragon Quest event, what we wanted to think, what we're going to think about it, and I think it happened before the episode even came out.
I think you're right.
And so all our thoughts, only one came true.
Yeah.
But I came in when it was like a watch party. You guys were watching it, and I came in and I was like, "Oh my god, it's the best thing ever!" And I just saw a bunch of erasers of Dragon Quest characters. I'm what is this?
Yeah.
So,
little match 3 game.
Yeah, was that the beginning, or did I miss some stuff?
That was pretty much the beginning. I mean, there was a bunch of like nonsense where it's like, "Oh, we're on a set. We're going to talk about games today." I mean, you missed nothing, really.
So, announcements was a match 3 game. Dragon Quest 10 remakes that we're never going to get. And then Dragon Quest 10 offline.
That's right. I almost forgot about that.
Do you think we're going to get that? I don't think we're going to get that.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
There's a lot of Dragon Quest 10 news. And we're like, oh, great! All this stuff is like not gonna, it's not gonna come to us, you know?
Yeah, a new expansion and all that. It's like, yeah.
One thing was so annoying. So annoying. Every announcement played that damn theme every single time.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, stop playing this thing.
Dun, 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 dun.
We get it at Dragon Quest, play a different song.
Oh, that's all I got. That's
all I got. But they did tease and confirm Dragon Quest 12.
Yep.
Which are like, this is the dark flame. Oh, wait, what did it say? This game is about life. What was that saying that he said?
I don't remember. Yeah, it was like for adults or something.
It's like you don't play the game, you just live it. It's like, what? Something weird. And the biggest news is that it's an action RPG.
That's not necessarily true. He said they were going to change up the system. So I think, I mean, let's be honest. The battle system is so basic. I think they're going to try to modernize it, like kind of like what Persona and Octopath have done, like make it a little bit more snappy. I don't think it's going to be an action game. I just think they're going to make it a little snappier. That's my thought. Because I think like Dragon Quest is so steeped in like nostalgia and not changing things. I think if they made it an action RPG, people would be pissed. So
I mean, every other game, every other series is starting to do that. Like every single one. People have been like, one of the questions people have asked is like, do you see this trend continuing? Like Falcom's doing it. Final Fantasy already has done it. Dragon Quest is hinting that it might do it. But the crazy thing, this is the craziest thing. Like there's this like exclusive from Namco. The next Tales game is actually going turn-based.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if they
crazy.
went backwards?
They go in turn-based. Like everyone's going action. Well, okay, we're going turn-based now.
Going against the flow, baby.
Yeah. So you're thinking Dragon Quest will make it like a snappier, quicker battle system with breaking and systems like that.
Yeah, something like that. Because right now it's, I mean, it is like the most basic. It's like attack, defend, item, or use an ability. It's so basic. So turn-based can be fun, right? Like Persona, Octopath, Bravely. I mean, it shows that you can still do turn-based and make it fun and snappy, and So I think that's what they're doing. But I could be wrong. Maybe they are making an action RPG, and I wouldn't be upset necessarily. But they definitely need to do something with the combat because it's definitely the most dated thing in Dragon Quest right now.
Well, they did
outside of the music.
Yeah. Well, they did like change things up with the Dragon Quest 11 battle system where you can move the characters around. It didn't really, it doesn't really do anything, but it's just like, okay.
Right. It's just for visual flair. Like you don't get an advantage or anything. Yeah.
But other than that last announcement, that was a very meh event.
Mm-hmm. No,
So
you missed one. You missed two.
I didn't miss two?
You missed two. So there was one
Oh,
called Dragon Quest Treasures.
Yeah, I remember now. I remember. It popped back into my brain. Dragon Quest Treasures, which is like is it based off one of the characters in Dragon Quest 11?
Yeah, Eric and his sister. So like it's like when they're kids or something.
Okay. And then the next one is probably the one that everyone is really like excited about, is that they're remaking. They confirmed they're remaking 3, right?
Yeah.
And it looks like it's using the engine from Octopath Traveler.
Yeah.
So it's like, whoa.
They call it HD 2D is like the word they like to use, or the whatever.
But did they confirm that they're actually updating the battle system or anything? Or is it going to be the same as that game?
That's a great question. I don't know. Probably the same. They might just have a more dynamic camera angle, but I would imagine it's... I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. We'll have to wait till we see more gameplay.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of a make or break thing, man. Would you really replay that game just because it looks like Octopath Traveler, even though it's very archaic?
I might. I've never played 3. I've only played 11 and 8, so it's possible.
But it's very archaic, Taylor. It's very archaic. How are you going to do it?
I don't know. We'll find out. And this is a little off topic. I don't think that's the last Square Enix remake we're going to get that is doing that, the HD 2D thing.
Okay. Personally, what do you want to see? I know a lot of people are like, in the Discord, are like, they need to do this for Final Fantasy 6.
6, yeah. Yeah, that would be my thoughts, because they put 6 on PC, but it's like the shitty mobile port and it looks fucking terrible. And it's so weird. I feel like I don't like 6. I've tried to play it twice and I just can't get into it, but it is really beloved. It's like one of the most beloved Final Fantasies, and it's so weird that Square doesn't treat that game with the same reverence it treats like Final Fantasy 7 or heck, even like 9 and all these, anything past PlayStation 1 era, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they would ever remake 6 in the way they're remaking 7. And I don't think people want that. I think people would love a remake in the Octopath style. So I think that's a realistic expectation.
I mean, they remastered 8. They should be able to remaster 6, right? Or remake 6 with HD.
Yeah.
2D.
Yeah.
Remember, you're the best looking man here, right?
That's right. Love that meme. Yeah, it's so good. And some people were even thinking Chrono Trigger might get that same love. I could see that.
I don't think it really needs it, though. It
doesn't, but it would look... I think it would look cool.
Yeah. All you gotta do is add Bloom, and then there you go. You got it.
Add Bloom, have it not be a flat plane, just have it be like a pop-up book, you know, and there you go.
I don't know. I mean, Chrono Trigger is such an anomaly where it's like, it fits in every time period. It's like...
It really does. It holds up. It's one of the to me, I think it's one of the very few super old JRPGs that holds up.
It's like Chrono Trigger actually has like a chrono ability.
Yeah,
like that.
Right. It's weird. Have you played Chrono Trigger?
I have.
Okay. Because I played it for the first time like 3 or 4 years ago. I was shocked at the stuff it was doing.
What?
I was like trying... What's that?
I was like, what port were you playing again? Were you playing the original? I was
playing the PS1 version on Vita.
Okay. Because I played the SNES version.
Oh, on like on an
emulator.
Mini? Oh, on an emulator. Okay.
Yeah. This is when I was back into my emulation days.
Got it.
So that doesn't have all the cool stuff that PS1 version. But it was still a great game. It still holds up like crazy. It's weird how good it is.
Yeah.
Short. Yeah. Very short, but good.
Yeah. That's okay.
It's all good.
Not everything has to be 100 hours like Persona.
120 hours.
Excuse me.
It's a long game. Oh my God.
It sure is.
But it does go by quick.
That's the thing. Yeah, it's amazing how well that game is paced considering how long it is.
It just keeps. Oh, right. It depends on the person, but it just keeps you engaged, and you want to keep doing more days. Let's keep going, and then it's like watching a good anime. Okay, just one more episode. 4 hours later. Yep. Oh my gosh, I gotta wake up for work.
Yeah, it's very addicting. Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's move to. We kind of hinted at this last episode, but E3. E3's here. E3's here. Taylor's obviously excited. I am actually intrigued because all these companies are like, oh yeah, there's all these events going on. There's an E3 schedule with like a bunch of conferences. There's the Summer Game Fest. So, wow, they actually are keeping the E3 spirit alive. Even though is there an actual show floor? Do you know?
No, it's a digital event, and I don't know what that means. I don't know what a digital E3 looks like, because I'll do a little peek behind the curtain. So I can't say what game this is, but I saw a game, and it was technically a E3 interview. And I asked the guy, I'm like, do I need an E3 badge? Like, how does this even work? And they're like, oh no, you don't need a badge or whatever. But I think some places, if you want an interview during E3, you have to show your E3 badge. I know I'm using a lot of air quotes here. So it's very...
In LA? You have to be in LA to do it?
No, I did this one over Discord. I just we had a Discord chat, and they were like demoing the game, and they were just showing me the video or whatever. So I think that's what it'll be like. I think they might have some pre-set up like Discord or Zoom room, and they're just going to shuffle people in all day. That would be my guess.
Interesting.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah.
But to kick off this awesome summer game news time is the Summer Game Fest.
Yep.
I looked at the stuff. It starts on June 10th, but I don't think we're gonna get much. Oh wait, there's a live premiere showcase with a performance of Weezer.
Yeah, that's so. Are they relevant at all anymore? Like
to Jeff, they are.
Jeff, he likes his musical guests. I don't get it. It's like, dude, unless they're like a game composer or they wrote music for a game, like, just stop. But Weezer was in Rock Band. It's like, okay, you're stretching it, Jeff.
Other than that, there's not much to like for JRPGs in general, except on June 13th, they are showing Square Enix has their own thing, and they're going to show off world premieres, new game announcements, and updates. Do you think there's going to be a big news because they're also doing something for E3 the next week? Not even the next week. Wait, is that? Wait a second.
I mean, that showcase is for E3.
Is it? Yeah, is it for? It is. Wait a second. It is. Yeah, you're right. It is.
Yeah,
it is the E3 one. So,
but I will say this: nothing has been planned, but there are rumors that Sony is doing their own thing separate from E3, like a month after the fact. And most of the games we're excited about are PlayStation exclusives. So I'm wondering if they're gonna save all that for the Sony thing. But I don't know. That would be my guess.
What is Sony doing, man? What is Sony doing?
Yeah, they're killing it, is what they're doing.
They're not killing it. They're killing themselves, but they're not killing it.
Mm-hmm. But at the Square Enix thing, so okay, I want to ask you what you think about this, because people are trying to guess if this means anything. Mm-hmm. So apparently, Square Enix has every Final Fantasy game on mobile. And recently, this week, they updated the icons that said HD remake on a couple of them. And they just updated the icons for no reason. And so people are like, why would they update those icons? So do you think that's just them trying to be specific? Or do you think there's some Final Fantasy collection coming? Do you think we're going to get more Octopath style remakes? Why do you think they did that?
Is this only on mobile?
Only on mobile, yeah.
I think it's a gimmick. I think there's they're probably going to be updating the mobile ports so it fits the screens better, makes things more crisp. And they're like, oh, it's HD now, guys. And that's probably all that's going to happen.
Interesting.
Sadly, I think that's what's going to happen. That's what. It's a Square Enix, Taylor. So they have their good announcements, they have their bad announcements. I think this is one of their bad announcements.
Yeah, and there may be nothing to announce, but there's just been a lot of chatter about what that could mean. But yeah,
because I think if they do the Final Fantasy VI HD 2D thing, right? Yeah. They'll be a completely different app. It won't be the app that you already bought. It'll be completely different, and it'll be named something different.
Yeah, and the other thing that I'm thinking too is like if it's something to get excited about, it's probably not going to be on mobile, right? Exactly. So like, why if they're going to do a remake of 6, why does it matter if they rename it on mobile? Like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think people are looking too much into this. They're getting their hopes up for something that's just going to be the PlayStation experience. Final Fantasy VII is finally coming to the PS4 event announcement.
Yeah, please be excited. Yes.
Please be excited. Which I still think it was just a massive troll to get you guys super disappointed and then get super hyped when they actually show the new thing.
That would just be pure marketing genius if they've had that whole thing planned. But I think that was a pure coincidental accident. Yeah. But I think there's a lot to be excited about. So for one, I don't even know if you remember this game, but they said they're revealing Babylon's Fall, which they've shown very little gameplay of. And so this is like an action RPG from Platinum that Square Enix is publishing. And there's barely anything.
I don't remember that at all. That name doesn't even ring a bell.
Yeah, they announced it a long time ago, and I think in 2019 they had gameplay. And it looks like a Platinum game. I mean, just like their typical action style combat system, but looks cool. So that'll be there. There was also, they dug up a beta on Steam for that game, which is weird. So I don't know if it has multiplayer or something, but...
Oh, so like, if they're going to shadow drop a beta?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
But wait. Why would you need a beta for a game like that?
Yeah, I don't know why you would label it as a beta. That's what I was saying. So I'm like, is there a multiplayer aspect? Or I don't know why you wouldn't just call it a demo, but yeah. So that has me intrigued. And then there's these rumors. It seems to be almost confirmed. There's this... They're calling it Final Fantasy Origin, and it's like a Souls-like game based in the Final Fantasy 1 universe.
Yeah, so we talked about this in the last episode, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So it's completely confirmed, and they're going to show it off next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so interested to see what that ends up being. Because people are saying, like, oh, you're going to play as the bad guy. I'm like, I don't know if people are going to want that. Whatever they end up doing, though, so experiment away. Why not?
So here's the question: is it going to be dark and decrepit like Final Fantasy 16, or is it going to be nice and colorful Final Fantasy?
No. This is not Final Fantasy. This is not World of Final Fantasy, where everything's chibi and happy and rainbows. I think this will be more dark.
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying like it's going to be like Final Fantasy 14 kind of,
okay,
style.
Yeah.
But,
no, I think it'll be darker. That's my guess.
Let's be dark.
Could be wrong.
And then they're also going to announce Final Fantasy Tactics remake.
Can you imagine if they actually did that? And it looks like Octopath. Like it looks like here. Why do you do this to me, Nick? Why do you get me all excited? Because here's the reason I don't think it'll be there, because they have Project Triangle Strategy.
Yeah.
But why do both?
Yeah, but why, if they do remake it, why would they do it in a 2D style? Do you think they would try to make it 3D-ish? Or make it like, how their cutscenes were all like, it looked like it was hand-drawn and stuff like that? Why don't make the entire game look like that?
I think if they end up doing a remake or a sequel or something, so they have a mobile game called War of the Visions, and the art style is really nice. I think it has a really nice art style, and to me, it looks like the natural evolution of the Final Fantasy Tactics art style. I think it would look like that. That would be my guess, and it does still have that painterly look to it, like you said. So, I think that would look nice, but I don't want to get my hopes up. I'm gonna keep saying it until it happens. Just like I don't know why they don't put that game on PC.
Yeah,
like that's my thing. It's just like port it. Like that makes no sense to me. I'll still never understand why they haven't ported that.
Port Final Fantasy Tactics to the PC so everyone could play it.
Mod the shit out of
it. Mod the shit out of it. It'll be the best one.
Because they've done everything else. They freaking remastered Crystal Chronicles. Really? Like, nobody gives a crap about Crystal Chronicles. Like,
you know, we might be in a bubble and no one really gives a crap about Final Fantasy Tactics. We don't know.
I don't think that's true.
Everyone in our circle, I know, because everyone in our circle likes Final Fantasy Tactics. And then, surprisingly, a lot of people who like JRPGs also, like, really love Final Fantasy Tactics. It's just like, I guess mainstream people just don't really get it.
Well, here's the thing. Here is where I think the entry point could be. Fire Emblem is really popular right now. And it's like, so clearly there's a market.
I get it. Add cleavage and boobs to all the female characters.
That's it. That's all you gotta do.
That's it. Agrias, she's not gonna be she's gonna be a sexy right now.
That's right. I mean, in that War of the Visions mobile game, there's a lot of scantily clad characters for sure.
But not the Final Fantasy Tactics ones. But those moves.
No, they all look like they did in the original game. Yeah.
So.
Final Fantasy Tactics, a remake, a port, a sequel, something. Like, I feel like they're sitting on this pile of money.
I know.
It's just waiting for them. It's like, here you go, guys. Shut up and take my money.
Exactly. And they're going to be like, Final Fantasy Tactics is back. And then they're going to port Final Fantasy Tactics Advance to the PC. And you're like, no.
An idiot.
Piece
Sorry,
of
I'm cursing
shit.
A lot on this episode.
Damn it. Shit. Yeah. Damn it. Hey, that's a lost episode of JonTron. You can't find that anymore.
No, that's true. You got to dig that one out of the garbage.
Yep. Oh my god, Final Fantasy Tactics. That's something I want. But
I think, speaking of that, I think we'll get Project Triangle Strategy. I think we'll get a release date at E3 and maybe a second demo. Because that's what they did with Bravely. They did a demo, and then like 6 months to a year later, they did another demo. So I think that's what they're going to do. Or not Bravely, excuse me, Octopath Traveler.
This is what they're going to do.
What are they going to do?
It's going to be... They're going to be like, we're going to show off that... It's like... It's going to be like a trailer for the new trailer for Project Tri Strategy, whatever. And the title's going to... go away, and so it's gonna be like Final Fantasy Tactics, something else. And you're like, okay. You're like, it's not really Final Fantasy Tactics, but okay, get it.
Yeah. Yeah, it plays more like Tactics Ogre.
Yeah, it's definitely
Final Fantasy Tactics.
Definitely Tactics Ogre.
Whatever, it's fine. If they did that, I'd be like, all right, fine.
It's like,
take my money.
It's like, okay. You're just like, okay. You don't know.
It's like that Larry David gif from Curb Your Enthusiasm where he's like,
yeah, exactly.
Like he doesn't. He can't decide if it's a good thing or not.
You just don't know. It's like the game is good, but it's like, but where's the Final Fantasy in it?
Yeah. Maybe it's just a massive troll. They're pulling a Kojima with like PT. It's like, see, there's this game, and then the real game is like, I'm just kidding, guys. The real game is going to be totally different.
It's going to be bad.
Totally bad.
Bandai Namco, or man, they're just going to show up. I mean, are they really even going to show up Tales of Arise, do you think?
They might. They haven't really shown a lot of gameplay. I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped a demo.
They're probably going to be like, in a world where two worlds are slaves and masters. And those really over-the-top Western trailers that we get that have nothing to do with the game of Tales game.
Yeah.
And
they always try to make it like super serious, and then
people like play and are like, wait a second, I was expecting like a dark fantasy and I'm getting this weeb shit with awesome graphics and awesome combat, but still it's very it's still weeb. It's still weepy. So people need to expect that because it's a Tales game and it's gonna be super Japanese anime. Still, even though they don't show it in the marketing, It's going to be there.
Yep. Get your expectations properly in check, people.
Yeah. People. Speaking of...
I have to say, I was really surprised at how right you were about, they're still going to swirl in the battles. And I'm like, no, they're not. But they did. I was kind of surprised, not going to lie.
Because, I mean, you were so surprised. Because they said it's like, the game is still a Tales game. You still go into a battle arena. I'm like, okay, well, it's just going to be like really quick and you're in a battle arena. And I like how it's an actual arena and it's not in the map you're on.
Yep.
They learned from their mistakes. They tried it with Berseria and Hysteria and it didn't work. It annoyed a lot of people. And there you go.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with battle arenas, guys. Because
no, there aren't.
With loading as it is now, especially on a PS5, it just bam, bam. The one thing I miss, though, are the little skits at the end of the battles. But, okay. We'll see.
Yep.
We'll see how it goes.
Yep.
I mean, those are the only Tales games. Those are only games. Factory. Do you think it's going to
there's Nintendo's doing a thing.
Yeah,
Nintendo could announce some stuff.
Do you think Rune Factory 5 will finally get a release date for 2 years from now?
I mean, it's out in Japan already, so...
But this is Xseed we're talking about. They take forever for some reason.
I think it's time for a release date, for sure. I mean, I thought for sure it would be like, a couple months after the Japanese release. It might not be till like September or something.
Hopefully.
Or early October. That would be my guess. Like September, October.
That is like my wishful guess. That's going to be at the end of the year. But, they're going to delay it to like March.
That would be crazy.
I mean, I haven't seen any gameplay from Rune Factory 5, even though it's out. Don't know what it is. Like, don't know much about it at all. So I'm just excited.
Yeah, same.
Maybe they'll announce a new Trails game. I mean, not announce a Western for Hajimari or
I mean, that would be NIS though, right? NIS America. They seem to have taken everything from Xseed.
Yeah.
As far as Falcom games.
Yeah, probably. I don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to try to do the new one, Kurono Keseki, first? Or are they going to do Hajimari? We just don't know.
That's a good question. I think Hajimari. That'd be my guess.
Or they're doing both at the same time, right? We don't know.
Maybe. I hope I want Falcom to start working with whoever their partners are. They need to start working with them a little closer because it's so annoying how long it takes to get Falcom games. It's usually like 6 months to a year later. It's like, come on, man. Like Bandai Namco, Tales is getting it simultaneous. Final Fantasy is doing simultaneous. Freaking SMT5 is going to be simultaneous. Like, come on, guys. It's time. Like,
well, they're also really big companies, but Falcom is not. It's a little tiny company compared to them.
True, but I think at this point, I mean, the reason why they would delay so long is I think a lot of those things were like, well, we don't know if the West cares or not. I mean, the Falcom games are so established now here that I don't think we need to like wait and find out. Like I think they should work hand in hand with whoever their partner's going to be. Like it should be NIS being like, hey, so let's get a contract for Hajimari and Kuro, and let's just work with you as you're making or whatever. Because I think this waiting is stupid.
That's
just me.
It's back to the old '90s days, where we have to wait a year to get the Japanese games.
Yeah, or sometimes not at all.
Not at all. That was PS2.
Very rarely do we not get a game. Usually it comes, even if it's by some super obscure company. Somebody will grab it.
They didn't for the Tales games.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else? Anything else you're looking forward to? So we know Nintendo is going to show off. Do you think it's going to show off? Hopefully, Rune Factory. I have a feeling we're missing a game that they announced, but we haven't seen for a while.
SMT5. That release they leaked for that.
Yeah, but didn't they show something from it recently?
For SMT, no, I don't think so.
They didn't. Okay.
I mean, SMT3 HD came out, but there was nothing for 5. I'm trying to think about.
For some reason, I have a vague memory of a game that was announced for Nintendo.
For Nintendo,
and we haven't seen much from it. And it's a JRPG. I could be going insane. Has been a really long weekend.
Well, so somebody brought this up in my comments a couple days ago, and this probably isn't the game you're thinking about, but for a long time they were talking about bringing Yokai Watch 4 to the West, and then that just after they dissolved the level 5 international branch, we just never heard about that game. So, Ni no Kuni 2 is coming to Switch.
I know that.
I don't know if that's the one you're thinking about.
No, it's something new. I could be just going
new.
I just could be going insane. It's fine. Okay.
Well, and it's a JRPG, you think?
It was like an action RPG or something like that.
Let's find out. There's a couple sites that keep up with this stuff, and let's see if they. Well, Ease 8's coming out for Switch. I don't think that's what you're talking about, though. There is Legend of Mana is coming to Switch. There is Neo: The World Ends with You.
Okay. I think it was a game. It might be a remaster, and I think it was only announced in a Japanese direct.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm remembering.
There.
Yeah. So we can ignore it. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh well, the Super Switch or whatever the hell.
That's been their thing. That I think people are saying that's going to be announced.
It seems like the insiders every single day are like, it's going to be revealed tomorrow, and it's like, we're waiting, guys. I mean, to be fair, they've been making videos about that thing for years, so it's like, well, either make it happen or stop talking about it.
I mean, is this real? Is it going to be? I'm sure, like, just the Switch 2, the Super Switch.
I don't know. That's a great question.
I mean, it's time for them to renew their system. It's been
5 years. Yeah. Came out 2017.
So it's time. And plus, I mean, the Switch is fine. I mean, they have a good concept. So why don't they just pull Nintendo and call it the Super Switch? So the Super Nintendo.
They're gonna, you know what? They're gonna F it up and they're gonna call it the new Nintendo Switch.
Oh my gosh. It's like, Nintendo, you have it right there. Super. Just put the Super Switch, the Nintendo SS.
Yep.
I don't think
Nintendo
you should.
Super Switch.
Don't name it the Nintendo SS.
The Super Nintendo Switch. I think that'd be awesome.
Ooh, there you go. SNS. Good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Super Nintendo Switch.
And everybody's been calling it the Switch Pro, but I think for nostalgia's sake, I think the Super Nintendo Switch would be awesome. It just rolls off your tongue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they gotta actually. People are dumb now, like stupider than ever before. So they have to. You have to say this is a brand new console. This is not an accessory. It's not an update. This is a brand new console,
right? And
you can play your old Switch games on it.
You know, it's funny that you say that. They might just really dumb it down and just call it the Switch 2, just so people really get it. Because as much as people like make fun of PlayStation, it's like, well, at least you understand what's happening. PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's very easy to understand.
Yeah, you get it. And you know, I worked at GameStop. There are people that are that dumb that I'm talking about. All right.
Yep.
So that's what the people I'm talking about, and you all know it's true. I mean, they ran into the problem with the Wii U because people thought it was people thought it was an accessory. That was just a fail of a console. Even though even though the games on it were actually pretty good, it was just the console itself, which was like, sorry.
You know what's really funny is I've been seeing a lot of videos popping up on my feed on YouTube lately about like why it's still worth picking up a Wii U in 2021. I'm like, you're insane if you're buying a Wii U in 2021. Every game that you would want to buy on that system runs better on Switch. There's zero reason to buy the Wii U right now.
The only reason to buy Wii U is to play Star Fox Zero and
that game that everybody loves.
And then like Wii Sports U. That's it.
Really. Xenoblade Chronicles, that's Nick. Come on.
Oh, that's true. That too. Maybe
but that's it. That's like the one remaining exclusive that people want.
Maybe the virtual console. That's not on Switch.
Yeah, it's different, right? The Nintendo Online thing, like you're paying for a subscription and then you can just play anything.
Yeah, you don't really own the game.
It's different. No.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on to everyone's favorite section, the questions. And this time I'm not going to look at my phone. I've upgraded.
Oh my god.
I know.
Who is
Josiah
this man?
Josiah Utaku asks, do you have any game rituals do you get into a game to get you into a game or enhance your enjoyment? Did we do this one already?
We might have. I mean, for me, the only thing I really do, like I did this, I played through Resident Evil Village recently. In my room, I put a blanket over the window so it's really dark in my room, and then I just either turn up the TV or put headphones on. That's really all I do, as far as getting into a mood.
No, actually, this is a new question. I just looked at the date, so yes.
Okay.
Game rituals to get you into game or enhance your enjoyment. No. It's really hard for me to get into a game unless it's like a pre-established franchise that I love. Right now, I'm just saying, right now in my life, at the moment, it's hard for me to really get into game. Like I have Trails of Azure. You know how that fan translation came out already. I have it. It's all set up. I just haven't played it yet because the last few days I've just been too tired, haven't been sleeping, been very stressful at work, so it's like every game is whatever. I'm not interested in it. And MechWarrior 5 DLC came out, so MechWarrior is like my favorite franchise of all time, and that's just gonna take precedence over everything.
But like, okay, let's say for example, let's pretend Tales of Arise came out tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would you do? Like, would you get the blinds? Would you get snacks? Like, what would you do if? Yeah, and if you had let's just pretend you had a couple days. Like, you didn't have to worry about going to bed early or whatever.
Right now, in my situation, I would order some food, bring it here, get my bottle of water, and just play it.
Okay.
Because what I want to do, I want to have a game room with like a couch and everything. And if I had that, I would just turn everything off, shut all the blinds. And I would actually put double blinds, I have blinds, right? And then I have a curtain. So make it ultra dark and make like you would do, right? Just make it dim so you just focus on the game and then just play the game.
Nice.
Because playing on a couch is awesome. I don't know. I miss playing on a couch. Playing on this chair is it doesn't feel right, really, especially on a console. And playing on my bed, it just makes me want to fall asleep. So
I know what you mean. Yeah, there's something about sitting on a comfy couch.
And I just miss having a rainstorm. We haven't had many storms, and I know you've had storms because you live on the other side of the world and now. Other side of the states, and I live in California, which we're now in another drought, so there's no rain. There's rain, but the rain lasts for a couple hours. There's no week-long storms.
Gotta move up to Washington.
Those are the can't. Not possible. I'm moving to Arizona where there's gonna be no rain, so
yeah, I know. It's well, you'll have to get a fake rain machine, get some sound effects and some.
That's what I want to do. I want to have a sound system that's hidden behind all my shelves and stuff like that. And when I really want to listen to rain, I just have a soundtrack or sounds of just rain, and it just plays as an ambiance.
That'd be awesome.
People are these guys are weird. It's hey,
we have very specific rituals.
We did it. Ask, what do you want from Dragon Quest XII? Traditional story and gameplay similar to Dragon Quest XI? Small innovations? If so, which? Or something new entirely?
Yeah, I mean, we sort of talked about it already. I loved everything about 12 except the combat and the story. Or not the story, the music, excuse me.
And he said he means 11.
What did I say? 12?
You said 12, yeah.
Okay, yeah, 11. Yeah, so you got to make the combat snappier somehow, and then don't do this MIDI version of the soundtrack and then you release the enhanced version later with a better sound or whatever. Just do it right the first time. Because I love 12. 12 was great.
You said 12 again.
11. Dang it. And then there, I threw this question out, and this is just my personal preference. It'd be cool to have a female main protagonist. I think that'd be cool. It's been a guy for all of them.
Why not
outside of the ones where you can make your own main character?
I was like, why not let's make it both? Right? You could choose. Why haven't they done that?
That'd be cool. Yeah, like Fire Emblem always has done that.
I'm just wondering why. It's like the hero is just a generic person, right? Nothing like.
There's like a love interest thing that happens at the end of the game, so you would have to account for that. But that's pretty much it. I mean, they do it in Fire Emblem, so like, why not? Why not?
And if they want to keep it, what's it called? Oh my god, I can't think of the word. Traditional. There you go. Traditional. And they keep it Japanese traditional, so that's like, no gay couples. When you pick a female, the love interest turns into a boy, and if you pick male,
that's interesting.
There's no voice acting really, not much, right? So
not for the main character now.
Exactly.
There wasn't in 12 at all. 11. God damn it. Wow.
For some reason, when I think of Dragon Quest, I think of the menus and the really like sounds that those are still in there, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember are the sound like when you do like an attack, it goes.
Oh yeah.
That's still in there.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I want those gone. I want those gone.
Well, they are going to make it more adultish, so maybe they will change those. Because those are like a little goofy, a little cartoony, so maybe they'll...
And I get it, they want to keep, like, it's like, this is Dragon Quest. This is what Dragon Quest is all about. People love this about Dragon Quest. Well, we've had 11 of them! It's time to move on, people. Time to create a brand new soundtrack with a brand new composer that can use, make, motifs off the themes, Doesn't have to be the same thing over and over again. That is what I want.
Yeah.
I
mean, will keep that same main theme though, so just expect that.
they could keep the theme, but they could change it up,
It's like they use the same battle song. Dun 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 dun.
How long? How many Dragon Quests have had that song? Is it all of them?
Possibly. I mean, I've only played 8 and 11, so
it was an 8, right?
Had 8's had that for sure. Yeah, and 8 came out in like 2005 or something. So
and the music and the sound effects just remind me of RPG Maker, and that's not a good thing. It just reminds, like, when I hear that song, I'm like, oh, I'm playing RPG Maker 2.
Yep.
I mean, even RPG Maker had better music than some of the Dragon Quest songs.
Yep.
I don't know. So that's what they need. So they need. I mean, they can keep the traditional generic cast story. I don't care. The hero saves the world. That's fine.
Yeah.
The gameplay, they need to make the battle system either. You want it snappy, right? Would you want it to be like a Trails game? Because that's turn-based. But
I like the combat.
They all move around, right? They move around the battle area, so
I wouldn't mind that. I actually like the combat, and that's like one of the few things I like about Trails is the combat system.
If not, just make it. So what they need to do is make it all 2D and make it a 2D action, a 2D battle system. Like Tales. Just joking. I could actually see them doing an action. For some reason, when I think about an action battle system for Dragon Quest, I keep thinking about the action battle system in the new Trails game. I could see it like that.
Where it's like you can take care of the trash enemies with the action stuff, and then you go into turn-based for more strategic moments or whatever.
Yeah.
I can't wait to try that. That's gonna be so interesting to see how that all blends.
Yeah, I'm very interested in to see how that is. But yeah, that's what I would want for Dragon Quest. Partacha asks, which series should just stop at this point? Fire Emblem.
Question. No.
Just end it. It's done.
Tails, just stop it.
Yeah, just
They're all
end.
bad.
Yeah, all of them are gone. Just done.
Yeah. I don't really particularly hate any one JRPG franchise, honestly. Neptunia, Hyperdimension Neptunia, like stop. Get some help.
Enough.
Stop it. Get some help.
Like Tails.
Star Ocean is another one. Star Ocean is like they haven't made a good one, maybe ever.
That they didn't. So Tails and Final Fantasy, they don't really need to stop because they're always different. Yeah. They may have the same name, like naming conventions, but they're different every time. Kind of. Well, Final Fantasy for sure. Tails has like differences in the battle system and the systems in general, but it's all it's similar. At least the last 4 were like that. When they merged the Tails teams. Play old Tales, guys. It's crazy how different they are.
Yep.
Which series should just Zero?
He is.
It's oh wait, it is actually late, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
I get it.
10. Yeah.
I get it. Matt, I approve. Tell him that.
Yeah.
Which series? I don't think there's really one that I think about that should just stop.
Mm-hmm.
Is this okay? Is this a series? Do you want to do like other genres as well?
Sure.
Call of Duty.
I mean, sure.
End it.
End it. Fuck it. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other ones.
Ooh. Do you think that Tilia game should stop?
They're harmless. I call them the Madden of JRPGs because they come out every year and they're not too dissimilar from each other. So I don't mind. I mean, I didn't play Rise of 2, but whatever.
Okay, here is the hard-hitting one, right? Should Persona end?
No.
I'm just saying. They've done the God-killing ending, thing for a while now, right? What else could they do?
I mean, just don't go so crazy with it. They don't have to kill God every time. Like, let's just ratchet back the craziness, maybe.
We've already played. We played. The modern 3, right? We played the modern 3, and they've all done well.
Yeah,
but why not just end it now on a high note with 5 and create something new?
It's because technically they are doing that. So the creative team behind Persona started a new studio under Atlas, and they're doing that game that we don't know anything about really called Project Refantasy. So they're doing like a traditional fantasy RPG, but I think their proteges are still doing Persona games. So they're technically doing both. But I'll be very, very curious to see what Persona 6 looks like without those guys, because I don't think they're going to do both at the same time. Now, one thing that people have been asking for a long time is why doesn't Persona take place in college as opposed to high school? That would be interesting. Because I think one of the Persona 2 games, and I want to say it was is it Sin maybe? I don't know. One of them is with older characters, not high school students. So I think it'd be cool to be in college, just for the sake of mixing it up.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just trying to do like a hard hitting series.
Trying to be like Kyle Bosman, just trying to be a devil's advocate.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say they need to stop with the Persona 5 spin-offs, because it's like they did the anime, they did the dancing game, they did Strikers. I know you want your arena. They may still have an arena in their back pocket, but it's like
I think they should just call it Persona Arena and have every character play.
That'd be great.
That's what they should do.
get Persona 3, 4, and 5. I mean, they would have a big roster at least. And have it look like Guilty Gear and Dragon Ball Fighters. What the hell's wrong with this guy? But really quick, this is semi-related. So there's a rumor that Arc System is making a My Hero Academia 2D fighter in the vein of Dragon Ball Fighters. What are your thoughts on that? If that was their next game instead of Persona 5 Arena or whatever.
I could.
You're just like.
I mean, I could see them doing that, but
yeah.
But they're already okay. I bet you didn't know this, but they're making a Dungeon Fighter online fighting game.
Okay.
You know that you heard that series, right?
That's a Korean game, I think. Yeah, Dungeon Fighter Online or something.
Dungeon Fighter Online. They're making a fighting game out of that, and that's Arc System Works. So they have that, and they have people are thinking they're going to make Dragon Ball Fighters 2, and they're working on Guilty Gear.
Are they still doing DLC for Grand Blue?
I don't know. I think they are, but it's really slowed down because that game sadly came out when it did. Even though it was a really fun game, it just died.
Yeah, there were no tournaments to like build it up with or whatever. That's a shame.
It sucks because I was part of that, part of the start of that, and then everything shut down and that ended.
Yeah.
But I think if they do, instead of making Dragon Ball Fighters 2, they'll probably make a tag team My Hero Academia game. I can see them doing that. Maybe teams of 3, maybe teams of 2.
You know what would be really cool is if they did like a shonen, like they just took characters from like all the they did. What was that really bad one?
They're Jump Force. It's already
Jump,
a thing.
Yeah, they did
like
a good Jump Force. Yeah, they did a good Jump Force.
They did make a good Jump Force, and it was on the DS, and I think it was like a Smash kind of game. And then you know why it was good?
Why?
Because it was 2D.
There you go. Well, that's what I'm saying. Make a 2D good Jump Force.
Not
that I care because I don't play fighting games, but
I'd rather have them focus on a certain series, so
franchise
everything could mesh together correctly.
Yeah,
so they did so well. They did Dragon Ball FighterZ so well. It was so good.
Yeah. I mean, the roster in My Hero is deep enough. There's so many characters that you could pull into that.
Yeah, and there's so many in it that if your rumor is true, it's definitely going to be a tag team Marvel-like game. 100%. I can see that happening. That was a tangent. Pigeon Senpai asks, have you ever pulled an all-nighter for a game? If so, which one once? I pulled. Well, I mean, back in the day when we used to have like game nights at Connor's house, we did all-nighters all the time, but we didn't play this like one game specifically. Some of you guys did, but I always played like a mix of them to keep things fresh. I think one time, I don't think it was an all-night though. I think it was pretty late. But I was going through Valkyrie Profile. And then I remember I was using the PS1. I was using the PS1 because you guys were using the PS3 and the PS2. So I was like, okay, I'll just use my PS1. And I burnt it out. It died on me. Do you remember
Really?
this? Yeah.
No, I don't.
It stopped loading and then it wouldn't turn on after that.
Oh, man, that sucks.
I mean, using that system when it's been sitting dormant for years, obviously, like, freak it out. But
yeah.
It was funny that I was like, wow, it actually died.
That sucks.
Did you ever pull an all-nighter for Naughty Dog games? I know you played
Yeah, I would always do that. Yeah, I mean, I remember one specifically with The Last of Us. Yeah, I would always do that. I would get it the day it came out, and then I would just play it all day until I beat it. I love doing that. And I remember this was so funny because I remember when I did it with The Last of Us, I was like almost at the very end. You're like at the hospital, whatever. Mm-hmm. And there was this girl that I was dating at the time. She called me and she's like, "Hey, I'm just getting done with a concert. Can I come over?" And my brain was like, I know you want to say no because you want to finish The Last of Us, but a girl wants to come over and hang out with you. So she like came over and kind of watched me finish the game. It was really weird.
And then he fell asleep.
I mean, more or less. I mean, we kind of hung out. She brought over Jack in the Box, and we kind of hung out. I felt bad. I mean, if I could rewind time, I would be like, just finish it later. There's a cute girl that wants to hang out with you, you idiot. But the one I do remember is I remember when I was in Korea and I was traveling. I was doing my Japan trip. We had a layover in China, and I remember my layover was overnight, so I had to sleep in the airport. And I don't know why I decided to do that as opposed to get a hotel. It doesn't matter. But I remember I had Symphony, the PSP version of Symphony of the Night. And so I remember I stayed up all night and finished Symphony of the Night for the first time, which was really fun. And it was like in the middle of a snowstorm. It was like super windy, snowy outside. It was crazy. And there was nobody in the airport. It was really weird. Kind of creepy, but yeah.
I think the closest I got was doing all night. Oh, like back in the day, I used to play until like 4 a.m. Would you consider that all nighters?
I mean, sure. The sun's probably coming up, so
yeah.
sure.
So for Dead Space, I played a lot of Dead Space doing that.
Dead Space.
Tales of Graces. I did that for Tales of Graces.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I've probably done multiple times with Persona 5.
Oh, just because you just do long sessions, yeah, sure.
And I was on my Vita, so I was just laying in bed, just playing on the Vita.
That's right. You played 5 on your Vita, yeah.
A lot of
with the remote play.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Not Royal though. I didn't play that on my Vita.
Play on your TV.
No, on my monitor.
A monitor.
Yep. All right. Proletariat asks, do you ever think it's an inevitability that all major JRPG series will move to action combat? Or do you think turn-based combat will have a place in the future of these series?
No, I think series, like we talked about this earlier, but I think Dragon Quest will always be turn-based, even if it's not exactly like it is. Persona, I mean, I think it works well as an action game. I was actually playing Strikers this weekend, and that game's really fun. But I think that will always be turn-based. And then they keep doing stuff like Octopath Traveler and Bravely Default. I think there will always be people that like that, and then we'll always do that. But the big franchises, I think you have to go action just to appeal to more people. I think that's why Final Fantasy is doing it. But
here's the thing.
Do you
okay? Here's an idea, a question, I should say. Do you think that the action combat will get played out enough that people would want turn-based, and they'll be like, here's turn-based, remember this?
That's actually a great point. I mean, things go in cycles. I mean, they could do that. It wouldn't surprise me to see them do that. Like, I mean, this is a long ways away, but like, I could imagine them like with Final Fantasy 20 or something. It's like, all right, it's Final Fantasy 20. We're doing turn-based.
Yeah, it's not going to be like it's not going to be like turn-based, like, Final Fantasy 7 turn-based. It's going to be like, snappy, really quick. It's awesome cinematic kind of, turn-based.
Yep. I could totally see that. That's actually a great point, because things always go in cycles, right? I missed this. Oh, let's do a throwback or whatever. Yeah. So I can see that happening.
All right. Shaft asked, among all the Tales characters, what do you think looks the best? Who do you think looks the best?
Of all the Tales? That's a lot of characters.
There's a lot of Tales characters. I mean...
Are they talking about the main character or any character?
I think it's any character. Do you think looks awesome?
Jeez, that's a big question. I have to look up.
Would you want?
I mean,
are you talking
to be a waifu? Obviously.
I mean, are you talking about? I wonder if he's talking about the drawn concept art style, or the anime style that you get in game.
Probably the anime style, like in the cutscenes, would be my guess. I don't know. Mila, she has a cool design. Tyr.
You're just doing all waifus, huh?
I know, I am, exactly. I mean, I have no. Yeah, I have no shame.
No shame.
Bring on the waifus. I don't care. There's just so many characters. Like if they narrowed it to main characters, that would be different. But
You know what's funny? I'm thinking about Tale of Eternia and stuff like that, and like that's a great game. And the characters are awesome, but they're so bland. I should say generic, just bland. They're not like over the top.
yeah,
It's a funny thing. I think one of my favorite characters is actually Natalie Fletcher, who's the archer from Tales of Destiny 2. She looks cool.
hmm,
Uh, Stan, obviously, Stan's great.
and yeah,
He's freaking. I love his character because he's just a stupid goofball who's very naive. And his concept just looks completely different from what he is. No, not completely different, but he's not like super anime.
yeah.
So you want to draw him. He's awesome. Rudy's pretty cool because one of the things is Rudy is, I guess, the waifu of Tales of Destiny, and she's not like a super huge busty
Yeah,
waifu
she's not
girl.
overly sexualized. Yeah.
She just looks like a thief. So I like Rudy's design.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to think of
if you want the super waifu from Tales of Destiny, look for Eileen Rembrandt. Just search her shaft. Just search her and you'll get why.
You know, I actually like Alicia's design in Zisteria. I mean, she's not in the game a lot, but I like her design.
Her design's really good. And
what a shame how little she's in the game. And then a character that looks very similar is Shion, the gun character from Arise. I like how she looks.
And you can't go wrong with Velvet. Velvet's so over the top, it looks cool.
Yep.
Shut up.
I can't even hear him.
Yeah. Because of my awesome mic stuff. you want a waifu? Do Judith from Tales of Vesperia. There you go. There's your waifu.
Oh yeah. The elf girl. Yep.
All right, let's do one more question. SL, the FMA asks, what's a game released in the last 5 years, JRPG or not, that you could all mutually agree is overrated? Just in case The Last of Us Part 2 can't be allowed as an answer.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely say Last of Us Part 2.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Okay, I actually just did a video where I did my top 5 most disappointing JRPGs, and a lot of people got mad that I put Xenoblade on there.
Mm-hmm.
And I only put it on there because, and I even said, I'm like, I don't hate this game. I think it's a good game, but it was so overhyped. Like everybody, like, it's such a masterpiece, like one of the greatest JRPGs of all time. I'm like,
okay,
fine.
Here we go. Doesn't that make you just not like it more?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now you get my mindset in Symphonia.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't not like the game, but it's like everybody overhyped it so much.
Yep. People are like,
that would be mine. Did you play the definitive edition?
I have it, yeah. And I played it. I mean, I didn't go through. I didn't complete it because for some reason I don't like playing games on my Switch. I can't get involved that much. You know, I don't know why. But I played it and I was like, oh, it's pretty good. It's much easier to play than on the Wii. Because I had to play on the Wii U and that was the worst. And I beat it on the Wii U, so it's an alright game. I mean, it didn't blow me. You know what blew me? What impressed me more was actually Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Sorry, but I like that. I felt more attached to that one than the first one. But that game came out in like Xenoblade Chronicles came out in like 2000, early 2000, or not early, early 2010s, right?
Yeah.
So that wasn't 5 years ago, Taylor.
Well, I mean, I played the definitive edition.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know if this like we have a bunch of fans in this series, but the Life is Strange series,
Mm.
I don't get it. Why would I want to play a game that's just like reading Twitter and Tumblr?
Reading Twitter and Tumblr the game.
Yeah, I just don't get it. And I've watched playthroughs of the first one, and the writing is so bad, and the characters are so awful that I just don't get how people connect with them. And yet they're very popular. It's just
okay. You know what one that I think's overrated? Well, sorry. I'll finish your thoughts.
Oh no, that's my thoughts. I was just ranting about that because I think about it, and I watched trailers of the newest one that's coming out, and everyone's like, "Oh, this." So I'm like, "Did you watch the same trailer?" This is garbage.
Man. One I will say, I'm definitely in the vast minority, and nobody has ever asked me about this. Never comes up, so there's no reason to talk about it.
Yeah.
But I think the new God of War is super overrated. I mean, it's good, but I
started playing it when I got my PS5. Yeah. I haven't played it in a long time because the games came out. But I enjoyed it. It was fun. But I think it was just like, well, I'm playing another game that's... I've played a million of these games.
Yeah.
And I think...
I guess that's kind of... Yeah.
Yeah, I think a reason why it got so much praise is because they changed Kratos and God of War so much compared to its ultra-violent... just kill everything kind of thing,
Right.
Yeah. They actually, made him a little sympathetic kind of thing. So people were like, this is a good reboot, because this was like a reboot, right?
Yeah.
It's a good reboot.
Sure. Yep.
But you've played that game before.
Yep.
It's called Horizon. And Last of Us. And all the other Sony exclusives.
Yeah. To me, sometimes I'm one of those dumb Transformer watching kind of fans where I just need to be clubbed over the head with the story. Because, this is the story, right? The story is his mother. I mean, this isn't a spoiler because this happens literally at the beginning of the game. His mother's dead, and you have to take. Her dying wish was, I want you to take my ashes to the top of this mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay. And then eventually you get there, and I'm like, that was it? What am I missing? So I get sometimes it's more about the journey than the destination. And there were some good moments. And I will admit also that a lot of the big, I think, surprise moments were spoiled for me. So maybe I would have felt differently of not knowing those things.
Mm-hmm.
But there are two big moments in the game that I knew going in.
I do not know these moments. So don't tell me.
Yeah. So that could be, but yeah, to me that was that.
Okay, here's one.
Okay.
That'll put a bunch of people's panties in a bundle.
Get triggered.
Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem is super overrated.
Them's fighting words.
Yeah. Very overrated series. I've played Awakening, and I was like, oh, I played this before. It's called Joan d'Arc. Same game. Same exact game. And I've played the Game Boy Advance ones, and that was unique, but I never got the appeal because I grew up on Final Fantasy Tactics, and I was like, oh, this is a strategy game, and there's no customization or anything. And I'm like, this is boring. My characters just do one thing.
Yeah.
And then it just got super waifu husbando that it attracted that crowd, that online crowd, and I really dislike that crowd. And it's in every fandom it's in every fandom of series that I like. It's in the Trails fandom, it's in the Fire Emblem fandom, it's in the Persona fandom, and they all piss me off. I'm being a curmudgeon today.
Mm-hmm. Tell me how you really feel.
Yeah. It's just... I just remember when Three Houses came out, and it was just a bunch of this weird stuff about the characters. Like I sorry, Crafty, I'm calling you out, but you would always post these things about these characters talking on Discord, and I'm like, what is the appeal of this? These are fan fiction people acting as these characters. I don't get it. Stop it.
Stop it. Get some.
Yep. But I mean, Three Houses just confirms that it's overrated because the gameplay in that game is like low tier compared to the other ones.
I will completely agree with you. That is, weirdly enough, my least favorite part about Three Houses is the gameplay. The maps are super basic. The game is super easy, even on the hardest difficulty. But the story was really good. That's what one thing I will say is the story was good. But yeah, the gameplay was really simple. So I'm hoping for the next one they make the maps a little bit more complicated because it was really basic.
The next one is they tone down the character aspect of it and add, or you know what kind of character aspect I mean, and make the gameplay and everything, build that up.
I think this is just my personal guess. I think the next Fire Emblem game is going to be a remake. I don't think they're going to do another whatever, because that's kind of been their cadence. And there's been this one called Genealogy of the Holy War that the West never got, and it's very similar to Three Houses, in that there's a time skip, in that you're in like a academy type thing. So I think that's going to be next, is a remake of that.
We might see next week. So
yep, I think we will.
I'm sorry that I've pissed off a lot of you guys because I said that, but that is my opinion. I probably have been labeled a right-wing misogynist for not liking, Life is Strange and stuff like that. So, sorry, but
we have to cancel you now.
And I'm now gonna get canceled because I called out all the fandoms. Now I gotta call out all the Korean pop stands and say, Korean pop sucks ass now. There you go.
It's amazing.
I don't know. I'm saying that now. Maybe the old stuff I used to listen to was actually, unique. Now it's just not unique, bad, and generic.
One last game. We don't have to talk about this too long if you don't want to. But this came out in 2016, so it was 5 years ago.
All right.
Yeah. Overwatch. I think that game's way overrated.
People just like making porn of the characters. That's why it's so popular. Taylor, just be honest.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. The real reason is the character. People like the characters. The gameplay.
Of course.
The gameplay is like, it's addicting, but when I play it, I know it's like, man, I could be playing such a way better shooter than this.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
It's like
You are correct.
So we'll see what Overwatch 2 does. It's not gonna do much, but because Blizzard is not.
Everybody from Blizzard's leaving.
Yeah,
Blizzard is talent.
Blizzard is not Blizzard anymore. So
no. All those guys are starting new studios, so it'll be interesting. Like, wait 5 years, and we might have the old Blizzard back.
No,
with another name.
The CEO that left Blizzard, like a couple years ago,
Mike Morhaime.
Yeah, he is actually created I don't know what it's called, but he created a company that has a bunch of teams under it, and a lot of Blizzard ex-employees are going over there. So it's like,
oh, cool.
Are they making their own Blizzard?
Probably.
So, because Blizzard is now dead. It's not this. It's not
Activision killed it.
Yeah, Activision has killed it. Speaking of Activision, Mass Effect is a very overrated series as well.
It's EA.
I know. That was the joke, Taylor.
Speaking of Bandai Namco, Resident Evil is really overrated. I mean, what?
Because they're Activision's just a bureaucratic,
one of those big one of those big conglomerates. Yep.
And I'm gonna say it now. the new Dragon Age and the new Mass Effect is gonna suck ass.
And they're gonna shut down BioWare.
Yeah, BioWare's already dead. All right. So enough negative Nancy, Nick, and hope you enjoy all the new games that are coming out. It's gonna be a very fun week next week. So
yeah, lots of E3.
Lots of E3 stuff. We might actually have. I don't think so, but we might have a podcast after. Like, we might record right after all the news is coming out. Because we're definitely not recording, in the middle of it. So I want all the stuff to come out because I think it goes into our recording day. So.
Yep, that's true. We want to make sure all the dust is settled.
Yep, and I get to play Integrate, and we get to talk about that. So. And then I get to rub it into Taylor's face. It's like, I got a PS5, and then drop it and take it.
That's right.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Then I'll take Maddie's because she also has one.
Sure. If you guys can find a way to get one, I will pay for shipping. Just throwing it out there.
All right, I'll ask Maddie because Maddie's the one who pays attention to that stuff.
I mean, so do I like. When I have all these guys on notifications on Twitter, and so I'll do it. I'm like, oh, things are open on Best Buy, and I'll sit here, and then by the time I get it in my cart, it's like sold out. I'm like,
no, it's because of the bots. It's like impossible to get it with it because the bots have taken over online shopping. So
I know it sucks.
Yep. But yeah, so this is gonna be the end of this episode. Thank you for listening. Thanks to everyone who took the survey that I posted on the Discord and on Twitter. It actually helped a lot and gave us more feedback. I will actually, if you haven't taken it or even knew what we did one, I will repost it on Discord and on Twitter, and Taylor will also post it. So please give us your feedback. Any feedback, it just helps us out because we are going to we're going to take your feedback to heart and we'll try to improve. And that is, you'll see. A little, foreshadowing there. And thank you, Taylor, for joining me today.
Of course.
It's been fun. Actually, a very animated episode. And
yeah,
we'll be back after E3. See ya.
Later.